Insert fancy guru music here. Just kidding. Hey there guys, welcome to another video. This is the final look of a makeup tutorial that I just filmed. So if you'd like to see how to achieve this fabulous look, then just keep on watching. So basically I'm just starting off by tying my hair back and clipping it up and all of that fun shit. Hi, it's Cyanide's voice here. First of all, you must remove your glasses. When I put on foundation, I mix it with about 50% moisturizer of my choice. I use the brand Arbonne because my mum's friend is a representative for that company, so I get a lot of their stuff and mum wants to support her mate. So I basically just use my fingers, I use the back of my hand as a palette and then use my fingers to dot it all over my face and then just smooth out the jawline. So just dot it all over so it looks nice and ridiculous. And then I use the blunt side of a beauty blender to blend it all out. This is actually only the second time I've used a beauty blender, I think, and I really have no idea how to use them. I'm pretty sure that I should have wet it at some point. I don't know. Are you meant to wet them before doing creams? I literally have no idea. So that's what's going on there. But I don't know, it's the nicest thing I have ever used to buff out makeup. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's what that look was. As normally I'd just be using like bristled brushes and things like that, and Beauty Blender definitely gets it right the first time, in my humble opinion. Next I'm going to be doing my contouring. This is just a shitty BWS contour and highlight palette that I've had for like 10 years. I've never needed to replace it because I've never used it all that much. I've only really started doing full makeup recently with contouring and everything, probably in the last 6 months, so I've never really needed to have anything else. And this one does the trick fine for my skin tone, but I definitely like to look into getting more fancier or different colored contouring and stuff like that. So basically I do both sides of my nose and just underneath the tip, and then just under my cheekbones. I rinsed and squeezed out the beauty blender after the foundation, and now I'm using the tip end of it to blend out the contouring, which I found does a pretty excellent job, but I'm going back through with my finger just to make sure it's all perfection. Next I'm doing my eyebrows with an angled brush and just a NYX black eyeshadow single that I've had for ages. I basically just follow the natural line of the top of my eyebrow and then bring it down lower than the end of my eyebrow to make my eyebrows appear longer, I guess, and just give them that kind of gothy vibe. And then I'll just go through back under that line to thicken up the first line that I made. This is how I do my eyebrows pretty much every day. Nothing fancy. And then just using my finger to smear it down to give it more of a tip and to make it look a little bit more natural, if that is the word I'm going for here. Next I'm using my Coastal Scents palette. It's nothing too fancy. I'm using a sort of dusty reddy purple with a bit of a shimmer to it because this look is going to be mainly blue, so this reddy purple will kind of tie into the red of my hair and whatnot. So basically I just go through with the same angled brush that I used for my eyebrows and do the crease, and then I will also follow the shape of my eye underneath, about 1/2 centimeter underneath, and join those two lines together. So it's basically just all around my eye. What's next? I ask myself. So next I'm going to be doing my loose powder because I've done every other powder on my face. The reason that I do it this way is I put on the liquid first and then all the powders sit on the liquid better. So I do my contouring and my eyeshadow and my eyebrows, and then I put on, and then I put on my foundation powder, which is just an Arbonne, again, brand. So was the liquid foundation, I forgot to mention, it's all just Arbonne, which is a brand, don't know, I think it's an Australian brand, I have no idea. But it's nothing super fancy. It is vegan and organic and awesome, so I do really love it. But yeah, I get it because of convenience, not because it's the best thing in the entire world. Now I'm washing my hands because I want to put in my contacts, but if I remember correctly, I then decide to do my lips first. Yeah. It's kind of interesting putting on lipstick with as many weird lip piercings as I have. So I've only had my gesturum for probably less than 2 months, so I'm still getting used to that one at the top there. So basically what I do is I do outside the gesturum first to make the basic shape, and then just go in really gently and carefully in between where the balls sit on the gesturum piercing. And for the Ashley, I just poke out the Ashley with my tongue, if that makes sense, and put the lipstick underneath the Ashley piercing. And then I can basically just put on the lipstick as normal, just making sure to get around the bar and not on the bar, because it is really annoying trying to clean off jewelry and not clean off lipstick. And I'm just making sure it's all neat. So this lipstick is Granddaddy Perp by Jeffree Star. It is one of the few awesome fancy products that I love and own. Now I'm going to be getting these massive blue circle lenses. They're the second biggest lenses that I own besides my scleras. So they can be a little weird to put in just because of their size, and they're quite thin, so they don't tend to sit flat on the tip of my finger the first time. So sometimes it can take a few goes just to get it in the right position for my finger. And of course, when putting in contacts, you need your finger to be drier than your eye, because the contact sticks to whatever is wetter, if that makes sense. So that's the look with one lens end. No, it's not a huge difference straight away, but you definitely notice it in the full look. These are really big circle lenses. They actually came in different packaging to regular circle lenses because they're too big for the standard jars. So just make sure that I'm rinsing it off with my homemade saline solution as well before I'm putting them in my eyes. Hands are clean, all of that. And I put them in before I do my eyeliner and lashes and stuff like that, because that's just going to be annoying as hell. A, to get it through big false lashes, and B, if my eye decides to water or something like that, or if I need to take it out and put it in again, there's little specks on it or whatever. So for the next step, I'm going to be doing my eyeliner. I just use a basic liquid Australis eyeliner. I'm sure that's an Australian brand. Don't know if you can get it overseas, but know that it's vegan, it's cruelty-free. And I'm basically just going to be doing quite thick, just lining the top of my lid before I start gluing my lashes. And then while the glue is setting on my lashes, I do cat eye and underneath eyeliner. It's a very serious business, obviously. You can tell I'm very focused, and it's very exciting. Just getting that top eyeliner done. I'm pretty sure I went through twice because of that. I decided I wanted it thicker. Alright, now that these lashes I'm going to be using, they're just shitty eBay ones where you get 3 or 5 pairs for a couple of dollars, and then I wear them. I wear the shit out of them. I'll wear 1 pair of lashes for a month, just until the glue on it just gets absolutely ridiculous. Like, if it keeps going on and looking fine, I don't see the point of replacing it, because it's going on top of so much makeup. It's not really a hygiene thing. It's not like it's sticking to my skin, it's sticking to the makeup on my skin. I'm probably entirely wrong, but that's just the way that I see it. So I'm basically just gluing all the lashes right now, just putting a thin layer. My glue's nothing special either. I really need to get a new one because I lost the lid and it's all gummed up, and I have to like poke through it to get the glue to run each time, and one day it's just gonna stop. It's just gonna stop. So I'm doing top and bottom false eyelashes. The way that I do my lower makeup is really interesting. I've only seen a couple people do it the same way, because that line that we took earlier and put about 1/2 centimeter below the bottom of my eye, following the shape of my eye, is where we're going to be putting the under eyeliner and lower false lashes. So that's basically a false bottom of the eye. So you can see I'm doing with the eyeliner, I'm making this like not with the bottom of my eye, but with that line that we made before. So it gives the illusion of much bigger eyes, especially with the circle lenses. You can see it easier on the side that's closer to the camera. I've just done the outline of the spike, getting the outlines right before I fill them in. So I treat that line as the bottom of my eye, and no makeup at all goes in my waterline or at the bottom of my eye above that line. And with just the eyeshadow, it is pretty seamless, in my opinion. It's really important to let glue set on false eyelashes if you didn't know that. If you try to put it on before it's set, it's just going to fall off and the corners are going to lift and all of that fun shit. So I think I'm just cleaning up my workspace while I wait for the glue to dry. Did a little cut there. Come on, glue! You need to be pretty! So if you've allowed the glue to dry, you can literally just place the lash on your lash line and it will stay there. You don't need to fuck around. You don't need to use tweezers or applicators. Literally just place it where you want it with your fingers and it will stay, and it's there. There is no need to move it. Once you put it on, it will stay if you've done it correctly, if you've allowed the glue to dry and used an appropriate amount of glue. Honestly, false eyelashes are one of the hardest things to learn how to do, but then once you learn how to do them, then it's so easy. So, and I place the bottom ones. Oh shit, I'm gonna start talking again. I think soon. But thank you for watching. The bottom lashes are just on that eyeshadow line, and that's it. That's the entire look. Woohoo! Yeah! Oh shit, I don't know if I did an outro, so please leave me a comment because I rely on the validation of strangers to thrive. So leave me comments and stuff. I love you guys. Aren't I pretty? Look how pretty I am. Ooh. Ooh, pose, girl. Girl. Girl, pose it.